Hello and welcome to the Climbing Daily Wednesday news show. Today we've got comp news, 8C bouldering news, and a kid does a death-defying trad route. Yo, Terry C, how was your weekend?
Very well, thank you. You spoke a lot this weekend.
Yes, I was on IFSC commentating duties, so I was down in Meiringen, Switzerland for the Boulder World Cup. And in fact, that's the first thing we're going to chat about. So let's move on to comp news. It was great to see athletes back and competing at the highest level at the IFSC Boulder World Cup in Meiringen, Switzerland. In the men's comp, Japan's Tomoaki Takata took the bronze medal in a men's final that built in intensity. A top on boulder 3 and zones on the rest was enough to get him onto the podium. Japan's Yoshiyuki Ogata looked to be the man to beat, as he had a strong qualifying and semi-final rounds. He was the only athlete to climb the tricky first boulder and climbed boulder 3. However, failing to climb the last route put the competition into the hands of the Czech Republic's Adam Ondra. After a slow start, Adam picked up the pace and needed a top on the final climb to get the gold. He delivered and was clearly ecstatic to take his first win of the new season. For the women, it was young guns that dominated the podium. The USA's Natalia Grossman put in a strong performance in her first senior event. She dug deep on the final boulder and sent that to get her the bronze medal. 16-year-old Ondra And Janja from France was also climbing in her first senior comp. She climbed in her own unique style, and although occasionally lacking experience, she was excellent, taking the silver medal and establishing herself as a contender for the future. Slovenia's Janja Garnbret was quite simply unstoppable. She flashed almost everything all weekend and looked in next-level form. She seemed to be enjoying herself in the finals and took an easy victory in an astonishing performance. Very cool to see competition climbing back. There was a lot of buzz about this one. Adam Ondra for the men, Janja Garnbret for the women.
Queen and King.
Queen and King, perhaps the favourites, but Janja, I mean, wow.
She fell 3 times in the whole competition. How is that even possible?
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Does her performance have anything to do with the fact that you have pink hair currently?
Maybe.
Are you trying to be Janja Garnbret?
No, I'm trying to be as strong as Janja.
Right, so pink hair, that's what it does.
I don't know, it's just like...
It's worth a try, right?
Yeah.
Definitely worth a try.
Yep.
Highlights, Ondra, like so cool to watch her. 16.
Yeah.
What style as well.
She just climbed beautifully, and like that, all the beta breaks, she just climbed the boulders differently. And what was it, women's 3 that she topped like at the last second?
Yeah, pretty
like
cool.
a show, just amazing. But about those seconds, what happened to the buzzer of the 5 seconds?
Oh yeah, it wasn't, usually it buzzes, doesn't it?
I think, yeah.
I don't really know, to be honest. Like, I have nothing to do with that. I just talk. I don't press the buttons. I don't know if it was a decision that was made to take that out or it was a mistake. I should have found out, but as I finished at 2 o'clock in the morning, that wasn't the first thing on my mind. But I tell you what, I'll chase it up and see if I can get an answer to that in the future.
Okay.
Very
more?
cool. Yeah, there's a lot more to come. So.
And I was like, more insights.
Oh yes,
What
exactly.
scoops? Like the
Tell
things
us,
that we
Matt.
don't know about.
I'll try harder next time. I've got a few of them, but some of them I just can't reveal.
Ooh, from Stasa?
Just too controversial, the whole thing, you know? Just keep it down on the down low. Just certain things, you know?
It's classified. I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
Don't know where I'm going with this.
Uh,
It's your story.
I'll take it up.
Do.
But yes, from bouldering comp news, we're going to outdoor bouldering news. French climber Antoine Girard has done his first 8C, Longue Promesse. First climbed by Nathan Michel, the overhanging crimpy boulder finishes off with a crazy dyno. The boulder can actually be divided in 2 parts, a stand start, graded 8B, and a sit start that adds a 7C+, making the whole boulder an 8C. Right, so Antoine is part of this fun, outdoor, almost mellow crew. Anyway, they have YouTube videos and they're really funny and crushers, because I mean, 8C.
Do you have a crew? Do you roll with a crew when you head to the crag?
Do I?
I don't know, do you?
Are you part of my crew?
I don't know, am I? Am I in your crew?
Oh no, I do have a group of boys. Yes.
That's right.
Well, hi if you're watching from home. But yeah, you're part of my crew sometimes.
Right, cheers to that. I feel like I'm sort of like underling in the crew.
Well, you prefer to go bouldering.
I do, it's a better sport. Let's move on from crews, because I've got some 8C kid sport news. 15-year-old Lucas Saga has done his third 8C. Le espiandiamonis in Margalef, as reported by 8a.nu. He's been in Margalef for 2 months climbing and e-learning at school online. Perhaps an example of why the coronavirus that is usually so devastating might in some ways help progress climbing.
Progress?
Well, look, you know what I mean? Like, I think at the moment, with everyone working, a lot of people anyway, working from home, a lot of kids learning from home, imagine the time you save, like between the office, no travel time, between the school, no travel time. So maybe you can put that more into climbing and push your climbing forward to the next level.
I suppose, but then don't kids miss school?
I wouldn't.
Oh.
I'm not a big fan of school. But yes, kids stay at school, number one. And I don't know, maybe they're missing it.
Another day inside, don't have to do a thing. I love you, social distancing.
It's different countries, isn't it? Some are open.
Yes, but he's in Spain.
He's in Spain at the moment, yep.
Okay, that was an easy link to my news because I've got the 9A roundup and it's all in Spain. 22-year-old Spanish climber Alex Garriga has made the first ascent of Linda Negra, which is a link-up between the Following the Leader 9A+, and La Petra Negra 8C+. Gonzalo La Roja has made the first ascent of Pan Haters 9A in Alcázar. He started bolting the route before the pandemic and in total has bolted 12 new routes in Alcázar of grades between 6C+ and 9A. Daniel Fuertes has made a repeat of Borrajos Libres in Rodellar. It's a route that goes through a gigantic roof, and the first ascent was made by Dani Andrada in 2016. Right, so only 9A news from Spain, which is a bit strange, because it's like middle season there now.
Place to be, clearly. Frictions are in, temps are in. Frictions are in?
Yeah, but I feel it's frictions. The frictions.
Is
Yeah, I feel like now climbers are moving more to the north or like to some colder areas. And all the other climbers that could have sent a 9A during this week were in Marion, I suppose.
That is true, yeah. Although a lot of boulders, some sport climbers missing. But yes, I think you're right. I think as comp season kicks off, we might see less 9A roundups.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Who knows? I've got an interesting story now. And I've done one kid. I'm going to do a second kid. This time, though, talking about some quite dangerous trad climbing. 15-year-old Tom Pearce has repeated the E9 6C Divine Moments of Truth at Key Nest in England. The route is dangerous, hard, and protected by weighted skyhooks on the crux. In an interview on UKC, he says he had a bit of a battle on that climb, almost falling off the crux crimp, but somehow staying on. It opens up an interesting debate about danger in climbing, especially with 15-year-olds. We don't often see young climbers sending hard trad routes, although hard sends in sport routes are a fairly regular occurrence. So this is a tricky one because it's quite a dangerous route. Like, there is potential for things to go very wrong.
Yeah.
With an adult, that's kind of their decision. They justify that. With a 15-year-old, a bit more of a grey area. Here's my opinion, right? I think that there are other sports, other extreme sports that young people do. I'm thinking motocross, skiing, snowboarding, skateboarding, BMX. Yeah. Like, it's not unusual for kids to put themselves in danger. Perhaps with climbing, it's a bit more of a calculated danger. Like, you know, you're moving into an area that is very dangerous. But I sort of feel that other sports are doing it, climbing does it. I don't really see what's wrong with that. But I do understand some people perhaps being like, oh my goodness, like, that's a 15-year-old kid.
Yeah. I saw, though, about that news that he started climbing with his dad. Mm-hmm. So if the parents are okay with it and he discussed it before, not that he snuck out that morning to do it, like, why not? And he was wearing a helmet.
Yeah. As you should on any hard trad route, for sure. Look, it's an interesting one. If I had a 15-year-old who was climbing that hard, I think I'd let him. I'd be scared. I mean, I now understand. I don't understand, but my mum, for example, she lets me go off and do crazy climbing, mountaineering stuff.
30 years old.
34 years old. Exactly. It's my decision, isn't it? When you're 15, maybe more tricky, but it's still the kid's decision. He's 15. He can make a decision on it.
Yeah, but like, if you break your legs at that age, who's taking care of you?
The mum.
Yeah, exactly. So
I don't know. Look, Tom Pearce, fair play for that one. E960 at 15 is outrageous.
It's incredible.
You guys let us know what you think down below in the comments.
9B news.
9B counter.
9B
news,
counter.
Nothing.
There's nope.
Nada.
kid.
Niche.
Maybe
What?
a kid. Maybe a kid counter.
I'm not doing the kid counter, T.
Why not?
We've
Well,
discussed
David
this.
is doing it, technically.
David, you shouldn't do it. Stand strong.
Why not?
Because because there's another counter.
I know, but the E9 trad thing would be on it, right?
I don't know. No.
Why not?
Because we don't have a kid trad counter as well
Well,
as
no,
a
they
kid.
can all be mixed together.
So what? Just any time a kid does a rad thing.
I'd say age.
Kid rad counter.
Yes.
No. Right.
Why not?
No. How? Who
Give me a
decides,
good reason.
Who defines rad? What is rad?
David.
Fair enough. Shop stuff news now, and T, you're talking about shoes.
Shoes, yes, some super news. I know I stole it from you, but La Sportiva is back in stock, but there's also clearance. So old models of La Sportiva are 40% off, and the new models are back in.
Damn, get yourself some La Sportivas.
See.
I'm talking about Beastmaker, because Beastmaker is back in stock. Now, you know, Beastmaker fingerboards, they sell out so quickly because everyone is training at home.
Yes.
They're now back in stock. Grab yourself one. I always used to be solid Beastmaker 2000, right? Recently, I've been thinking I'd go 1000.
Because of the jog on top.
Yeah, it's useful. Weighted pull-ups, just pull-ups, levers, all that kind of stuff. And those slopers on the 2000 are almost impossible.
True. Well, not for Pete Whitaker. But I gotta say the 2000 is a better aesthetic than the 1000.
Like the looks
It's
of
just
it.
more...
Streamlined.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
there you go. Whatever your opinion is, grab yourself a Beastmaker.
Content Couch is next.
Yes, Will Bosey, because Will Bosey did this interview with me, and we split it into two, because last week we chatted about King Capere, his 9B plus.
Yes.
We also did a bunch of other really hard climbs and loads of difficult bouldering. So this week we covered bouldering, a bit of sport climbing and training for Will. That's part 2. Check it out.
The Capea sector is only 15 meters, and the top half of all the routes is like pretty chill. So it's all just in the bottom. It was kind of went hand in hand to try those routes, be training on them, and also doing the bouldering that's there. The majority of the hard boulders are up at a sector opened by Dave Graham back in 2003, where he sent the 8B plus by Bonn there. It's such a cool problem, and I was super happy to go and repeat that. And then there's a couple projects at the sector, and like Dave had like told me about them, and he's like cleaned them all up and everything, but they're open projects. And I went and tried one of them, which was just a bit to the right of Baibon, and I was able to send it after 2 days. It definitely felt like considerably harder than Baibon. It's incredibly my style, I think, as well. So I was like, whoa. So I think it's an 8C. That's the grade I gave it. And then I went and finished off the other boulders at the crag.
So that's down below in the description. Go and,
Watch
it.
Because that's what you do with videos, you watch them.
Exactly, regardez. Hey.
On EpicTV instead, last week there was a video about Beatrice Colli, and here's a teaser. So yeah, up-and-coming Italian woman on the comp scene, and if you watch that, links down below.
Comment of the week now, and we were sent something amazing by Daniel.
Beautiful, just well-made, thought through. Check it out.
That could be the new comment of the week, Sting.
No, we also got some other ones that are very cute. There's next week, I suppose, there's a 8-year-old climber singing.
Oh, I got sent that too.
It's adorable.
Yes, it is adorable. You're right. Okay, well, look, we asked you guys to send you comment of the week songs. You are doing so. Thank you. Keep them coming. Either Instagram us, DM us, all that kind of stuff, or email to climb@epictv.com. Right, what is your comment of the week? Have you got one?
Yes, my comment is from Mr. Gramlock. Gramlock? Mr. He says, Chausson aux pommes. What is this chausson de pommes nonsense?
Did I say it wrong last
Mathieu.
week?
Ouais.
Apologies for that. I can't pronounce French pastry, but it is a delicious French pastry, to be fair.
Yes, it is. It's my favorite one.
Really?
Like for breakfast pastry.
All pastries.
No, like for breakfast
What
one.
about a Suisse or a tossade, the chocolatey one?
Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
It's been 5 years, Matt, that you've been here in France.
It's true.
You should be a bit more certain about
French
this.
It's still shocking. I'm trying-ish. My comment is from The Real, and he says, the rain joke cracked me up. Also, the French lockdown meme, 10 out of 10 for good humour. Yeah, big up to Flo, our editor on this one. He said the week before last week wasn't funny enough, and the last week had to be funnier, so he busted out his memes. So
I'm very grateful that he's a funny person, and it comes through his work, because, you know, he makes us fun.
Is he funny or funny looking? Hey, Flo, please don't edit my face in a weird way.
Please do.
Sorry.
Please do.
That is it for this week. Cheers for watching, everyone. Make sure you subscribe, mash the like button, leave a comment down below, and we will see you next week.